The average 20-year-old has $1,000 in their bank account. No investments, no savings. Just enough to not overdraft before the next paycheck hits. They're working, they're spending, and every month the account basically goes right back to zero. And nobody thinks it's a problem because everyone around them is doing the same thing. They're all out every weekend, blowing money at the bars, buying shots for people they barely know. Nobody's actually making any real money. Nobody's building anything that lasts. Your 20s is genuinely the only time in your life where you have enough time ahead of you to turn a small amount of money into a life-changing amount of money. Not a little more money. We're talking the difference between being broke at 50 and retiring at 35. That window doesn't stay open forever, and most people don't find that out until it's already closing. My name is Dobers, and today we're going to talk about exactly what you should be doing with your money in your 20s if you actually want to get rich starting from nothing. No trust fund, no rich parents, no crypto, just the real stuff that actually works and that nobody bothered to teach you. Most people hit 30 and realize they have basically nothing to show for their 20s financially. No portfolio, no assets, just a slightly better job than they had at 22, and a bunch of memories from nights they barely remember. They went to work, they paid their bills, they didn't do anything crazy with their money, but they didn't do anything smart with it either. And now they're 30, trying to figure out how to catch up. Except at 30, you've got rent, maybe a car payment, maybe a kid, maybe a relationship, maybe all of it at once. The bills don't stop coming, so you can focus on building wealth. Life gets more expensive and more complicated every single year. The free time and low expenses you had at 22 are just gone. A 22-year-old investing $200 a month will end up with more money at 60 than a 32-year-old putting in $400 a month. The person who waited put in twice as much every single month and still lost. That's just math. And here's exactly what that math looks like. You're 22. You put $200 a month into an investment account. You leave it alone until you retire. You'll end up with $1.2 million. Now let's say you waited until 32. Same $200 a month. Same investment account. You'll hit retirement with only $400,000. That 10 years of waiting will cost you $800,000. Picture yourself retiring with $1.2 million versus $400,000. That's retiring early instead of working until your body gives out. Helping your kids out financially instead of watching them struggle. Waking up and doing whatever you want instead of waking up and having to go back to work. All of that comes down to whether you started at 22 or 32. Yeah, $200 sounds like a lot, but spread that across a whole month and it's less than $7 a day. You're already spending that on stuff you don't even remember buying. The only difference is where it goes. So if it's that simple, why isn't everyone doing it? Because a few things get in the way, and they hit hardest when you're young. The first one is thinking you need a lot of money to start. Most people believe investing is something you do when you have extra money lying around, so they wait until things feel more stable financially. That waiting is exactly what costs them everything. You don't need a lot of money, you just need to start. The second one is not knowing where to put it. Nobody taught you this stuff. School didn't cover it, your parents probably didn't either. So when you go to figure it out, you run into words and concepts you've never heard before, and you just close the tab. That confusion feels like a reason to wait. It's not. It's just a one-time learning curve that takes about an hour to get over. The third one is lifestyle creep. You get a raise and suddenly you need a nicer apartment, a newer car, better clothes. Your income goes up, but your savings stay at zero because your spending went up with it. Every time you level up your lifestyle, you restart from nothing. So here's what you actually do, and none of this is complicated. First thing, open a Roth IRA. This is the account you put your investments in. Fidelity and Schwab are both free to open and take about 15 minutes online. A Roth IRA lets your money grow without getting taxed when you take it out in retirement. That's a massive deal when you're sitting on $1.2 million. Second, once it's open, put your money into an S&P 500 index fund. Don't try to pick individual stocks. Don't try to time the market. Just buy the index fund and leave it alone. VOO and VTI are two of the most popular ones. Pick one and move on. Third, automate it. Set up an automatic transfer every single month so the money moves before you even think about spending it. Even if it's $50 to start, the amount matters less than the habit right now. And last, leave it alone. Don't check it every day. Don't panic when the market drops. Just let it sit and grow. That's the whole thing. It's boring on purpose, but boring is what makes you rich. Most people your age aren't going to do any of this. They'll watch this video, think that's cool, and go back to spending everything they make. Don't be that person. The window is open right now. Don't wait until you're 30 with a mortgage and a kid trying to figure out how to find an extra $200 a month. Start now when it's actually easy.